And a few weeks later, he went to his doctor, maybe a few days later, actually, in his condition. But when he walked in, his doctor said, "My God, you look so different. What have you done? Have you been taking herbs?" Oh my God. And by the way, if you stumbled on this through, like if you did a search in YouTube and this movie came up and you have no idea what I'm talking about or who I'm talking about, this is the website. You go there. Okay, that's it. That's the website. Now, by the way, how did you find this? Did you find this through a Yahoo ad about HIV, about ending HIV? Because that is one main way that people come in and find this, Now, guess who pays for the ads? You were going to say, well, Byard, you do, right? Not anymore. No, you pay for them. See, the ads go in on the basis of how much money people donate. Because basically, what we use, other than, our expenses, which aren't huge, what we use the donated money for is telling people about that they can cure things, that they find out that they can cure something. And a lot of the ads are Yahoo ads and Google ads and things like that. Now, Yahoo has special searches that, you see, the people who really need to know about this are the Africans. And they are a group that really can't donate, Also India, South America, and so on. There's a lot of places where people have a lot of trouble donating, even European countries. And so we, that means you, when I say we, it's the royal we, have to pay to put an ad in that they can see. Because otherwise, if we can't afford to do that, the ads will only show up in searches where people can donate. And so largely it will be people who don't need it who will find out about it, who don't have that immediate need for it. So give everything you possibly can. Because other people, can't realize they just don't inhabit the reality you inhabit. And that reality was the reality I was inhabiting when Stephen Amaral came to me and he told me he had HIV. And I was crushed. I was crushed. Stephen Amaral was my student. He was one of my assistants. He was my supporter, my cheering section, my cohort, my henchman, my colleague. And I said to myself, when I'm standing there looking at his face, and I said, in my mind, I was saying, he's dead, he's gone. I've lost my person, And I'm in a different reality now. And so this is the reality you're in now. You and I are, so you have to realize that other people are not, they don't inhabit the same world you do, See, now somebody calls me and they say, I've got cancer, can you help me? And I say, oh, wonderful, you've got cancer. You see, so, and okay, see, Chuck went to that gathering looking for a solution. And he found the solution when he went there. Chuck was a manifester. He was a magical person. He manifested somebody standing up I mean, it was a 1 in a million. Bill had the cure, but it was 1 in a million that Bill would stand up, or that the facilitator just wouldn't do a group exercise and nobody would get a chance to say anything. The cure would have passed Chuck like a ship in the night. He never would have known it was there, inches away from him. But Chuck was a manifester. And he manifested, you know, no more problems. Greg talked to him a few years later. He was fine. See, it's probably dawning on you now that we have to find a person who can end the epidemic. And that I'm a failure. Because I haven't. See, you probably say, well, I guess you're kind of a failure, Byard, aren't you? Yeah, you got me pegged, you know. You notice how lighthearted I am about it? Well, what am I going to do, you know? Am I going to hate myself? I'm all I got. See, I sure as heck, you know, manifested your cure, didn't I? I manifested helping you, but, you know, so I got something done anyway, you know. But as far as ending the epidemic, that hasn't happened. Those poor little guys are still out there beating their heads against the wall, you know, trying to end it. And they don't have the weapon. They can't do it, you know. And I care about that. Because they deserve better, you know. They deserve to join us. They deserve to inhabit the reality that you and I inhabit. You know, all those people who are trying so hard to help Africa, you know, trying so hard to, you know, to end HIV or just raise the money for the drugs to help people. They deserve this. Like, they deserve better than what they've got. Or maybe they don't, you know. Maybe their penance isn't complete, or whatever it is, they haven't manifested it, and you and I have. I don't know. You know, I don't think it ever occurred to Chuck or any of the people back then, you know, who I showed how to kill HIV, maybe not even me, you know, that you could end the epidemic. This is something that's been growing in me. It's been dawning on me. It's been happening. You know, like I sort of spent years proving it worked doing cure shows. You know, and I proved it over and over again, over and over and over and over again, and so on. And then I realized I was spinning my wheels, because you don't get anywhere by proving things. You know, you get somewhere by connecting with people. Like you find the person. You find the person who can end the epidemic, the person who has the power, and not only has the power, but has the vision to actually see this. Because do you have any idea how many people have seen this over the years? But they didn't see it. You know, it's only the people who've cured things, us. You know, there's thousands of us. But none of us have ever been that powerful person. Yet. Of course, that's coming. You know, it's inevitable that someone who has both the vision and the power and the perceptiveness and the clarity will walk in. Or possibly that person has the power and his life partner walks in and she has or he has the vision. And so the two of them together are this partner, you know, it may take several people, several things to get us there. But that is it. That's the connection. You know, we were talking about, like I asked my team, you know, we were teaching the Cure Show, I said, you know, suppose the president of IBM has cancer and he is on the Cure Show because one of his employees came in and nailed him. You got to be on the Cure Show. And he's there, and what would you say to him about ending the epidemic? And they came up with all these things that were supposed to make it appealing, you know, and what I came up with is, will you end the epidemic? Because If yes, proceed. If no, drop this guy and find somebody else.